Hey guys, mahalo everyone. Welcome back again to the Broadway Saiyan YouTube channel. I am your host 40 and we are back with another video on Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. In today's video, we're going to be doing another underappreciated, however, we're going to be revisiting two characters that I have already made underappreciated videos for. This was actually a suggestion by my Discord, so thank you to you guys who are members of my Discord for suggesting this video. Now, the reason why I am revisiting Sazh and Yuffie is because they recently received their level 60 awakening in Japan, and during the time I made the videos on them during the underappreciated series, they didn't have that yet when I was showcasing them. So now I want to showcase what they have, so that way we have something to look forward to with these two particular characters. Now, I will be leaving the links to the original underappreciated videos for both Sazh and Yuffie in the video description below, as well as the pinned comment, so be sure to check that out, so that way you get a detailed description of what I went over in those videos, so that way they can correlate to this video. So anyways, let's take a look at Sazh and Yuffie one more time. So the first things we're going to go over are their pros and cons, because as we know, in Global currently, both Sazh and Yuffie are extremely niche. Yuffie is definitely extremely niche, and Sazh, unfortunately, his kit, there's just characters that are a lot better than him, and it's just the way that they were both designed, unfortunately. You know, you're never really going to have a game that has true balance when it comes to characters, so you're always going to have characters that are going to be lacking. So Yuffie, what are her pros and cons? She's fast and she has high brave and fairly high max brave, and she's great against the Marlboro boss. Her first ability, which is called I'll Take That, or it's also called Snatch currently, it's great for reaching her max brave and has a fairly high damage modifier at 150%. With that being said, it is only a single brave attack hit, and it lacks an HP follow-up, a debuff, or even some sort of a stat buff to the party, so it leaves much to be desired. And then her second ability, which is I Don't Need This, is only useful against heavy debuff bosses, which is the Marlboro, and outside of it, unfortunately, it has very little use. Now, moving on to Sazh, his pros and cons are fairly high attack, HP, and defense. Unfortunately, his other stats are kind of low. His speed tier is slow, so he's not going to be acting first, and sometimes there's going to be enemies that act before him, which could make him a liability on your party. His first ability is Aim, which bypasses Blind, and has a fairly high damage modifier, also at 150%. However, its secondary effect requires an enemy to be debuffed, which hurts its usability. So the secondary effect gives him a small attack up to himself, but why does it need the requirement for the enemy to be debuffed in the first place to have that buff to himself? It doesn't make any sense. And also, it lacks any sort of HP attack follow-up, debuff, or support buff. His second ability, which is a support ability called Attack Boost, is pretty nice. It provides a decent amount of buffs to attack and crit rate. However, it only targets one person, and outside of that, it doesn't have any sort of brave replenishment or even any other added effect to make it better. So this is going to be the pros and cons for these characters that we currently have in Global. Now we're going to take a look at what they recently got in JP. So Yuffie finally awakens. Yes, so she gets her level 60 awakening along with her crystal passive being extended to level 60. No EX weapon yet, but let's just go ahead and take and look what she gets. So I'll Take That now steals a random buff from the target. So she doesn't just steal their brave, but she also steals a random buff, which is pretty nice. I Don't Need This now extends the transfer debuffs to the target by one turn, and it also gives Yuffie a unique buff called Now It's Perfect, which raises her max brave attack and speed, so very nice. Now, taking a look at her crystal passive level 55, it's called I'll Take That Extend. I'll Take That usage is increased by 1. The target's brave is now lowered by 50% when she uses this. The brave hits, instead of being a single hit, is now 2 hits, which is amazing. The damage modifier is increased from 150% total to 300%, and after using this ability, if her brave reaches over 80% of her max brave, it automatically triggers an HP attack. So now it gives her an option for a potential hybrid ability, a brave plus HP ability. Her crystal passive level 60 is called I Don't Need This Extend. I Don't Need This usage is increased by 1. It inflicts a 10% decrease now to initial brave, max brave, attack, and defense for 3 turns before she actually redirects the debuffs that she had. So that's pretty cool. So she already debuffs them, and then she redirects whatever debuff she had. This also raises all party members' brave based on 50% of Yuffie's max brave. It also dispels 1 debuff for allies except herself. And then the HP attack that she has, it's changed to HP attack plus, while now its perfect unique buff is active. So brave attack plus is something that Yuffie gets, which is a 1-hit range brave attack that also raises all party members' brave based on 20% of Yuffie's max brave. This does require her 35 CP weapon passive, but still it's pretty good. And then her HP attack plus plus raises her Brave based on 20% of her max Brave before inflicting an HP attack. So Yuffie becomes pretty good. Now, she doesn't become broken or super OP, but she definitely becomes usable and she becomes a pretty good option should you have her already built up. Now, moving on to Sazh. So our boy Sazh is no longer going to be a meme once he gets this awakening. So he finally gets his level 60 awakening, again, along with his crystal passes being extended to level 60. No EX weapon, but that is perfectly fine for now. His aim now has a low action delay, and so does his attack boost, now having a low action delay. Crystal passive level 55 is called Aim Extend. This increases aim's usage by +2. Its Brave hits are now increased to 2 hits. The damage modifier is increased from a total of 150% to 300%, so exactly the same as Yuffie's. Not entirely sure what the deal is with that, but it is. And then it now deals an HP attack after usage, so that's pretty nice. So he now has a Brave plus HP attack option. His crystal passive level 60 is called Attack Boost Extend. The effects of Attack Boost is now applied to all party members, so now everybody gets the attack up and the crit rate up. The attack buff is increased by 10%, which is nice. It also raises all party members' Brave by 70% of Sazh's max Brave, so that's pretty massive when you think about that. And his Brave attack now turns into Brave Attack Plus for 6 turns. His Brave Attack Plus is a one-hit range Brave attack with an increased damage modifier, and then his HP Attack Plus is a one-hit Brave plus HP attack with a low action delay that does require his 35 CP weapon passive, but it's still pretty nice to have on him. So overall, Sazh himself also becomes very usable. Again, he is not on the OP or super top tier status, but he's definitely usable and he's definitely an option now with these awakenings. So now, upon talking about the details for both Yuffie and Sazh's awakenings, I do want to show you guys some gameplay for my JP account. That way you guys get to see what they can do with these new abilities and gives you something to look forward to for these characters when they actually get these awakenings. So let's go ahead and take a look at that gameplay. Alrighty guys, so here we are with some footage from my JP version of Dissidia Opera Omnia. We're going to be showcasing the brand new Yuffie and Sazh with their new level 60 awakening abilities. I'm just going to be running the level 50 Dark Crystal quest. That way we have, multiple enemies to be able to use these abilities on. Right, let's just take the Squall Friend. And here we go. Let's hop right into the game here. So I'm super excited to show this to you guys, especially because these characters are definitely underappreciated, but now we have something definitely to look forward to. So we're going to go ahead and check out his aim. Very, very cool. If you see that, 2 hits and then an HP attack. Now let's go ahead and take a look at, I'll take that. Let's use it on this Ahriman. Nice, very, very cool. So that is really cool. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Attack Boost. There you go. He provides Brave and he also provides those buffs. And then now let's go ahead and take a look at I Don't Need This. Very nice. Okay, so we didn't have any buffs to redirect, but we still get to apply the rest of those debuffs that she gets, so that's really, really cool. Let's go ahead and use HP Attack Plus here. So very, very nice. I'm super excited that they're actually giving these characters who are definitely less used compared to the other cast, and now they actually have a chance to shine. Now, again, as I said earlier, they're not going to be in contention with some of the upper-tiered characters in JP currently, but they still have something viable that makes them usable. So if you want to use Sazh, or if you want to use Yuffie, or they're one of your favorite characters, well, here's some hope for them now. So yeah, very, very cool. Let's actually check out his Brave Attack Plus here. So it's a harder hitting, there we go, it's a harder hitting Brave Attack. And then let's go ahead and take a look at Yuffie's. Yep, and she gives Brave to the entire party as you saw there. So very, very nice. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little snippet of gameplay featuring Sazh and Yuffie's level 60 awakening. Something to look forward to on the global side of the game when these characters do get this awakening. And guys, don't forget that my Discord link is available in the video description and the pinned comments below. So be sure to check that out and join my Discord, as that's how I get my suggestions for videos. If you guys have any ideas for me, I would love to make them for you guys. That way you guys continue to enjoy this game and continue to enjoy this community. Once again, I am 40 the Broadway saying, stay tuned for my next video, and mahal, everyone.